Hello, everyone, and welcome back to POD111. Joffrey here today. I'm flying solo while Rashid is out. He's doing some things for some TV commercial spots, so definitely keep a lookout for that. So I just wanted to kind of share something with you guys that I went through today. Had a great meeting with my therapist, and yeah, I have a therapist. Don't poke fun. Don't make fun. There's a lot to be said for mental health. We all got issues, and we need a coach to work with them, right? So having a great meeting today with my therapist, and we were just kind of going through some life things. And one of the topics came up was alpha males and alpha females, and what does that actually look like? And for any of you that like spend any time on social media, there's some people like Andrew Tate, and there's a lot of different celebrities and things that they're talking about being top G, top person, top alpha this. And there's such a stigma about what it means to be alpha, what it means to be the top of your game. And part of the conversation was so many times there's these negative connotations to you got to be a jerk, or you've got to value money over people, or you have to be so ambitious that you're willing to do things that might not be kind, it might not be the best choice for others and those around you. And I learned something. I definitely wanted to share that with you guys today. For one, less than it's roughly somewhere between like 15 to 20% of the population kind of actually identifies as alpha, and that could be male, that could be female. So you got your alpha males, that's your top, top tier males if you want to call it, and you got your alpha females. And one thing with that is, what if you don't associate as an alpha? And what does that even mean? Like, let's say I don't want the spotlight. Let's say I don't want people following me. And then that's a good thing too, because obviously whatever situation that you're in, you might not have that need to have people following you, people liking you. You don't need the 10,000 likes. And I think that was one part of the conversation that was really good, is that each of us identifies and has a different comfort level of where we are. And now the other side is for those that do associate and say, I am this alpha person, I do see myself as a top tier. And this was the part that was like really eye-opening for me, is that even within that 15 to 20%, you can break that down. And there's half of those which can be either a positive alpha or a negative alpha. So what do you mean by that, Joffrey? So let's say you have a person who's in the community, they're doing good, they've got the car, they got the house, the business success, whatever it is, they're putting money back into the community, they're helping others, they're helping, with their church organizations, or they're helping with different, nonprofits. That would be an example of a positive alpha, someone who's not only take their success, their influence, and benefited personally in their own life, but they've put it back to the good and help of others. Now, a negative alpha would be the community drug dealer. He's got the car, he's got the money, he's got some status, but instead of building up the community around him or her, they use it basically to harm others and for their own self personal gain. And that I never really looked at it that way, but in both instances, that's an example of a person being an alpha. They do take charge, they do step forward. And the difference between that positive and that negative is not just having the success outwardly, but also making sure that you can use that success to help others. And that's really goes back to having it here in the heart. And I think that was one of the connections that was kind of always something kind of difficult for me to understand, is like, how can this person be so successful in life, but they're a jerk? They don't really do anything for anyone else. They don't really care about anyone else other than themselves. And I think that was just kind of, for me, it was just a big point to kind of unpack, like, yeah, they're successful, but the point of their success only stays with them. And I think for most of us, if you're listening to this podcast, you're a person that obviously you want better for yourself. And I think one thing that we're really big on here at Level 111 is not just myself leveling up, not just my business partner, but those that we work with, and those around us, those in our community, those that that we're talking to, as far as getting together some different programs and doing some things. And I think that's the next layer of impact. That's what should the goal should be. I just don't level up, but those around me. And I think that's that true example of what a positive alpha is: positive alpha male, positive alpha female. And for some of you that say, okay, I don't want the success because of the negative things that come with it, uh, if that's not in your heart, that's not who you're going to be. And the more successful you become, it's not going to cause you to be this negative person. It's not going to, if in your nature, when you were poor and you were still giving to others, there's a high likelihood when you make it and you have some significant wealth or you have some significant impact, you're going to use that to help those around you, because that's what you were doing when you didn't have anything. And the same is true if you were broke and you were still stingy. You're going to make money, you're still going to be stingy. You're not just going to grow a generous bone in your body just because you got more money. And so just that was just a really interesting part of the therapy conversation. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you, just really kind of help unpack a little bit of why people do what they do, what people do. Hopefully that helped you guys in some way. Maybe if some of you were kind of thinking about that. And by the way, drop in the comments, let me know, hey, if you like what some of my therapy sessions were about, love to share more of that with you. So with that being said, love you guys. Have a great weekend. Take care.